Okay, today is July 1st, first day of July 2024, and let's look at what the market has been doing. Okay, so market has been doing a lot of nothing here. We see we've actually been inside the trading range for pretty much the last week, at least 2 weeks. So what we see here is on Friday, we made a new all-time high and then just slowly leaked throughout the day. So a nice downward trend. Throughout the day, it probably would have been great to do a short, and we continued that downward trend into today. Now, I have a couple different things here. So this blue line is VWAP, and then this green line is the VWAP from Thursday, and this pink line is an anchored VWAP from the high of Friday. So what this is telling us right here is that you see generally we've been flat. So you can see here these two lines are just slightly downward sloping. So there is a slight downtrend compared to Friday's high. But of course, there's just not been enough volume for there to be any steepness to it. So it's just a gradual leak. Anything we're doing here, you're going to need to have the stock doing all the work. So the only thing that we see here today is basically we made an attempt at the low of the day. So you see here that the low of Friday, we just barely got past that. We had a nice red key bar here, and then a green bar that almost engulfs it. Then we make another attempt at a low, we get rejected. And at this point, the market isn't going to make more attempts at the low of the day. So then it makes an attempt at getting above VWAP. It does take a long time. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars. So that is 45 minutes just to get above VWAP. And then from there, we spend the rest of the day above VWAP. So we see that one OP cycle was at 0, didn't do anything. And LRSI without the volume, it isn't really telling us much of anything. This is just chop right here, and it's nothing really to trade. So let's look at our picks. So these are some picks I looked at here. So FSLR, so we look on the D1, made a huge move on Friday. So this is a great day to trade it with good consistent entries. Again, what I'm looking for here are just stocks that have volume and had a breakdown or a breakout. And so these ones still had room to move, and that's what we're looking for. Could they be a swing trade? Yes, they can. But here, what we're just looking for is, let's see here. I have a couple. I have 3 longs and 4 shorts. So looking back at FSLR, it actually didn't do much today. So if we look at the M5, what we see here is now this is what I've been doing. I anchor a VWAP to the previous day. So this gives us a point of reference. This is downward sloping. And so it's still we're in a downward trend. You should not go long anywhere near here. And then VWAP for today, we did get above VWAP. And so we had heavy selling initially, and then followed by a rebound. There wasn't really anything to trade here. I actually got in right here thinking it was going to reject on VWAP. And then I entered here. Actually, I didn't enter here. I entered somewhere up here. And then when I saw that we weren't getting the immediate action downward, I actually exited for a scratch here. So actually it wasn't a loss, but it was good because we ended up going back up. So it was actually a premature like entry. Normally what you're looking for is a making a new low of the day before entering to confirm before you go up. So FSLR did not trade that the rest of the day. FLNC, again, huge trend day Friday. And then today it immediately started moving down and then came back up to do a VWAP check before going down again. I did not trade this, mainly because this is actually a pretty low probability trade. You just don't really know what it's going to do because it made such a huge move in the beginning. But you could have entered here. And I think I actually did try to. It's just that there's no liquidity with options, so I tried to short shares, and my broker did not have it, so there was no trade. FND, okay, FNDs. This I ran into the same issue, lack of liquidity, but it made had a down day again, made a huge move, and then the problem is that when we made a check at VWAP. Didn't get the follow through I was looking for. So right here, we enter here. I was going to enter, but then we're seeing mixed overlapping candles. So this tells me it's going to hug VWAP. And even though it can gradually trend down, it's just not what I was looking for. And maybe it's something you swing, but you enter here and you would be in profit. It's not making a median move. JD. Okay, now JD actually had the best probability of a short here. So JD had, let's clean this up a little bit. Look at 15-minute candles. All right, so there's a general downtrend day on Friday, followed by a gap up. This is actually really good, right? A gap up means that we're getting short sellers covering, people buying the dip, and we got market makers buying shares to sell. So when you have this situation and then you see immediate selling and follow through, this gives you an opportunity to know that sellers are in control still. So when you do this, and what we could do here is we add an anchored VWAP to Friday. You see this gives us confirmation where we go up above Friday's VWAP and then we go back down. So when we go back down below both Friday's anchored VWAP and then today's VWAP, this gives us a good probability of a trade. So doing that, go back to the M5 chart, and you can see here, it gives you an opportunity to short immediately right on this candle. So here, you can enter here, and you got all this movement. This is around 25.90, and maybe you sold here, but at the very end of the day, you at least would be in profit by 11 cents. So there is definitely a high probability here that you'd make money, especially because you could just simply sell here when you've made most of your move. FDX, this one is just not a good trade. It was inside Friday's range. So because it was in Friday's range, it's just chop. Okay, AT&T. So AT&T, it gapped up and then it trended down. Not really much to do there. I'm not going to short against this trend, but you see here when I anchor VWAP to Friday, right here, do you short? The thing is you don't know. You see VWAP from Friday is still upward sloping. And so there's still a lot of buying that happened on Friday. And so all of this price action is actually on pretty tiny volume. So we didn't actually get flatlined until right around here. And so it's really difficult to want to make a short anywhere in here. It's just a low probability event. HIMS. Okay, this is another trend day where we were positive the day before, if just barely. Okay, maybe not. It's a doji. But what I was looking at was we have relative strength. We're above AVWAP E, and we made a bounce. So this bounce is what I was looking for, and now you have confirmation that there are buyers are in control. So with that in mind, I anchored VWAP, and we can see here to Friday, even from Friday's action, we're still getting positive upward slope. So here we see, let's go to the 15-minute here. On the 15-minute, we're green all the way through. We only have this dip here. We go back to the M5, we make our entry. When we get back above VWAP here, and then you would be in a trend day. So here, this is, if you enter right here, sure, you get dropped down a little bit. But let's say you entered at 2080, top of this candle, to, let's see, 2142. So you get 60 cents of profit here. So really good potential for making profits. Okay, so that's the picks for today. Let's go to tomorrow's picks. So this is what I'm looking for here. Tesla had a trend day today, ended up, but it had a breakout. So it broke through the 200 SMA. It is now in buy territory. It's had relative strength. The only concern here is that in the next couple of days, we're going to get news about quarter Q2 deliveries. And so this isn't something you can swing. Roku, also a really good day. Roku, a continuation of getting above AVWAP, and it's going to run into the 100 SMA right here. It did retreat back from it, but it's still a pick. Look, we have the potential of having a continuation tomorrow. So, it's had relative strength, and it's above a lot of major resistance levels. The only thing that we have to worry about here is the top of this green candle. There's a rejection off this line, and we see it 3 times. So there is resistance somewhere around above $66. So tomorrow, there's still potential to make a profit of a couple of dollars here. JPM. JPM also has relative strength. There is room above for it to keep going. The only challenge is right now we just have to confirm above this red candle. So I've set, I believe I've set an alert on it, but I could do it again. So the high is 205.88. So I'll create price alert when it's 205.89. It's going to tell me that we're above here, and we'll look at the price action. Calm. Okay, Cal-Maine Foods. So this has relative strength. The last several trading days, it's got above its major SMAs. It's gone above this compression zone, and so now the only challenge here is we have some resistance with these trend lines up here. So we're gonna have resistance around 64 to 64.50. So that still gives us like $1.50 to move. So there's profit potential here. We're gonna retest this. MDT. Okay, MDT is on a nice solid downtrend below all major SMAs and AVWAP. And there aren't any resistance levels here except for this trend line, and I'm not sure if this is a valid trend line, but we have room to go down. Disney broke out of compression. So we are now below the 200 SMA. There's room to go down. You can see here, AVWAP-E is like downward sloping. We've been in this downward sloping channel, so it has a lot of selling pressure. Sedge, this one has been beaten up really bad, and there's still room to move. So another one to look out for. Okay, Run. This one is new to me. It broke out. We've had 2 big days, and it's broken through all major SMAs. Now the only parts here where we're going to have some resistance, we have a compression zone here, a low here, and a low here. So we do have some room to run. We have maybe like a dollar to run. And so $1 on a $10 stock, that is still 10% that we can make. Starbucks, we just broke through AVWAP-E, and it's been on a downward trend. It tested the 50 SMA, couldn't get above it, and then it just trended down with it. So this is in a good spot to go short here. Walgreens broke down on earnings and has some follow through. So it's good to look. Baidu is really good. You could have gone in anytime and made money since May 22nd. It's below all major SMAs. The only thing is we don't want to get too far extended, so look for a short anywhere near the 8 EMA. BE Bloom Energy. Again, another breakdown. We have some room. We have about $1.30-ish to run. So it gives us like a good opportunity to make some money here. And also this trend line, it's potentially not super strong. We'll have to see. But there is some room, and another one to look out for. VSCO, Victoria's Secret, we broke down. Huge move. It's been relatively weak, and what we're looking for here is a continuation tomorrow beyond this trend line, because then we have several more dollars that we can move without meeting resistance. IPG. Okay, big move today. Again, solid downward trend, and it broke through these trend lines. So we're going to look and see for more selling pressure tomorrow. CNC. Again, we have 2 big days, and it broke out of compression. We're going to see if we get some additional movement. Yum Brands, same thing, broke through the 200 SMA, and we have room to the downside. Like probably a good $4 or $5 worth before we hit another low here, horizontal resistance, and more horizontal resistance here. MDB, this is interesting because although we are below all major SMAs, we are now into the gap. So now we're looking to attack this gap fill. So what we're looking here is we're above AVWAP-E anchored to earnings. Now, if I anchor to this bottom here, okay, and we see like it is a very steep upward slope. There's a lot of momentum. So as long as we're above both AVWAPs here, this is a good bet. We have like $40 to move to fill this gap. And that's what we're going to look for. So if we can get this gap fill, is very bullish, but we have room to make money. Snow has also done the same thing. It has now passed AVWAP E, and it's going to attack the, let's see here, 50 SMA. Now, again, we have some room. Today there was a lot of good movement here. And today, Snow, again, it ended up above VWAP today, and it made a test against the anchored VWAP from Friday. So this is actually a really good indication to it. You could have gone long right here, and you would have made, let's see here, you're near the high of the day, you could have entered right here at roughly around 138.20, and you have made $5, $5.50. You stayed in for this whole move. So a really good move today. So we're gonna keep looking for that. FLNC, again, I'm looking for a continuation of a short, and then FND, same thing. So those are picks that I'm looking for tomorrow, and everyone have a good day.